Welcome to this exciting video where we explore the top 3 most valuable Monticello 5-cents Jefferson nickel coins that have become legends in the world of coin collecting. These nickels may look ordinary, but rare dates, minting errors, and limited availability have turned a few of them into treasures worth thousands of dollars. Let's get started. First up, the 1990 Jefferson nickel featuring the classic Monticello reverse. In this video, we'll be focusing on a circulated example struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P mint mark. As you examine a circulated 1990 P Jefferson nickel, the first thing you'll notice is the gentle wear across its surface. Small scratches, softened details, and a muted shine all point to years of everyday use. The Jefferson nickel series has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since 1938, and by 1990 it was one of the most widely used coins in daily transactions across the country. This coin comes from the final decade of the 20th century, a time when cash transactions were still a major part of everyday life. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait remains the focal point of the design. In circulated condition, the finer details of his hair and coat may be worn, but his likeness is still clear. The highest points of the portrait, especially Jefferson's cheek and jawline, often show the most wear. These smooth areas help collectors quickly identify circulation. To the right of Jefferson's portrait, the word Liberty appears in clear lettering, followed by a star and the date. Even with wear, this inscription usually remains readable. The date 1990 sits beside the star. On circulated examples, the numbers may show light flattening but remain bold and easy to identify. The presence of the P mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which officially began using the P mint mark on nickels in 1980. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic Monticello building, Thomas Jefferson's historic Virginia home and one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage. In circulated condition, the architectural details of Monticello, especially the steps, often show significant wear or smoothing. Collectors often examine the steps closely, as sharp steps are a key feature on higher-grade nickels. Above the building, the word Monticello is displayed. Wear may soften the lettering, but it usually remains legible. Below Monticello, the denomination 5 cents appears in bold text that tends to hold up well even on circulated coins. Along the bottom rim, United States of America completes the reverse design, maintaining balance and symmetry. The 1990 Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable alloy designed to withstand heavy circulation. In circulated condition, these nickels often show a gray tone, sometimes with darker areas caused by handling and environmental exposure. Some circulated examples may display light toning or dirt buildup, adding character and visual evidence of long-term use. The 1990 P Jefferson nickel is a common coin, struck in large numbers to meet the demands of everyday commerce. Although it is not rare, it plays an important role in date and mint mark sets of the Jefferson nickel series. Collectors often appreciate circulated coins for their authenticity, as they reflect real-world use rather than untouched perfection. Most circulated 1990 P nickels are worth face value, but their educational and historical value remains strong. Some collectors search this date for minor errors, such as die cracks or weak strikes, though major varieties are uncommon. Cleaning circulated nickels is generally discouraged, as cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector appeal. The smooth edge of the nickel may show nicks or flattening from decades of handling. Holding a 1990 nickel can bring back memories of the era, including early home computers, cassette tapes, and changing technology. This coin would have been used for small purchases during a time when prices and daily habits were very different. For beginners, a circulated Jefferson nickel is an excellent coin for learning grading basics and wear patterns. Comparing circulated examples to higher-grade coins helps illustrate how details fade over time. The Monticello reverse design would remain on the nickel for many more years, becoming a symbol of continuity in U.S. coinage. Coins like the 1990 P nickel represent the everyday economy and the millions of small transactions that shape history. Each circulated coin has passed through countless hands, silently witnessing daily life. Taking time to examine common coins helps develop an appreciation for design, history, and craftsmanship. Even ordinary pocket change can hold stories worth telling when viewed closely. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel dated 1964, struck at the Denver Mint and preserved in very fine condition. This coin represents a fascinating moment in U.S. numismatic history and still captures the attention of collectors today. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is especially meaningful because it comes from a year of massive coin production, driven by rising demand and widespread hoarding of silver coins. Even though the nickel itself contains no silver, it circulated during a turning point in American money. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and by the mid-1960s it had become a familiar and dependable part of everyday life. The Monticello reverse had already become an enduring symbol by this time. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait anchors the design. In very fine condition, the facial features remain clear, with visible hair detail and a well-defined outline. Very fine condition strikes a balance between wear and detail. On this coin, you can still see strong definition in Jefferson's hair and coat, with only light smoothing on the highest points. The D mint mark appears on the reverse, to the right of Monticello, identifying this nickel as a product of the Denver Mint. Denver played a major role in supplying coinage during this high-demand year. To the right of Jefferson's portrait, the word Liberty is crisp, followed by a star and the date. In very fine condition, these elements remain bold and easy to read. The metal composition of the Jefferson nickel is 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable alloy designed to withstand heavy circulation while maintaining detail. This coin circulated during a time when Americans were actively saving silver coins, placing extra pressure on the mint to produce enough nickels for commerce. Turning to the reverse, Monticello stands proudly at the center of the design. In very fine condition, the building's shape is sharp and well outlined. The steps of Monticello are partially visible, though lightly worn. While not fully detailed, they still show separation, which adds to the coin's appeal. Above the building, the word Monticello remains strong and legible. Below it, the denomination 5 cents stands out clearly. Along the bottom rim, United States of America completes the reverse design, maintaining balance and symmetry even with light wear. The edge of the coin is smooth, as expected for a nickel, with minimal nicks that reflect careful circulation rather than heavy abuse. The color of a very fine 1964 D nickel is often a soft gray with hints of natural toning, giving the coin a pleasing and honest appearance. Collectors are often drawn to very fine coins because they retain strong design detail while still showing real-world history. The Denver Mint struck large quantities of nickels in 1964, but finding one with balanced wear and clean surfaces is always rewarding. Although nickels never transitioned away from their alloy like silver coins did, this issue still belongs to the final era of circulating silver coinage. The Denver Mint's contribution during this period helped keep everyday commerce moving during a time of national coin shortages. For collectors learning how to grade coins, a very fine Jefferson nickel is an excellent reference point. Some collectors look for minor varieties or die markers on 1964 D nickels, though major varieties are rare. Proper storage is important, even for circulated coins. A dry environment helps preserve surfaces and prevent corrosion. Cleaning a nickel is strongly discouraged, as it can damage the surface and reduce collector interest. When compared to heavily worn examples, a very fine nickel stands out with sharper lettering and clearer architectural detail. This coin circulated during a dynamic era marked by cultural change, technological growth, and economic shifts. It may have passed through countless hands, buying newspapers, snacks, or bus fare during everyday life. For set builders, the 1964 D Jefferson nickel is an essential addition to any date and mint mark collection. While its market value remains modest, its historical significance and visual appeal are undeniable. The Monticello design would remain on the nickel for decades, becoming one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage. Photographing a very fine nickel often reveals details the eye may miss, especially in natural lighting. Every circulated coin carries a story, and this one reflects a year of intense activity at the U.S. Mint. Very fine condition is often considered a sweet spot for collectors who appreciate both detail and authenticity. As time goes on, even common coins like this become more interesting as pieces of everyday history. This 1964 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark stands as a reminder of resilience, utility, and classic American design. If you enjoy learning about coins like this, be sure to explore more pieces from the Jefferson nickel series. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel dated 1999. In this video, we'll be focusing on a circulated example struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark. As you first look at a circulated 1999 D Jefferson nickel, you'll notice the light wear and surface marks that come from years of everyday use. These small scratches and softened details tell the story of a coin that has traveled widely in circulation. The Jefferson nickel series has been part of U.S. coinage since 1938, and by 1999 it was already one of the most familiar coins in American pockets. This coin represents the closing years of the 20th century. In 1999, the United States Mint was experiencing renewed public interest due to the State Quarters program, even though the nickel design itself remained unchanged. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait dominates the design. In circulated condition, the hair details and facial features show wear, but Jefferson's likeness remains clear and recognizable. The highest points of the portrait, especially the cheekbone and jawline, are often the first areas to show smoothing. These worn spots help collectors identify circulation. To the right of Jefferson's portrait, the word Liberty appears, followed by a star and the date. Even with circulation wear, these elements are usually easy to read. The date 1999 firmly places this coin at the end of a century marked by technological growth and cultural change. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic Monticello building, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia home, and a long-standing symbol of the nickel series. In circulated condition, the architectural details of Monticello are often softened, especially the steps, which tend to wear down quickly. Collectors frequently examine the steps to evaluate a coin's condition, as sharp steps are usually seen only on higher-grade examples. Above the building, the word Monticello is clearly displayed. Wear may smooth the lettering slightly, but it remains legible. Below Monticello, the denomination 5 cents appears in bold letters that typically hold up well even after years of circulation. Along the bottom rim, United States of America completes the reverse design and balances the overall layout. The D Mint mark on the reverse identifies this coin as a Denver Mint issue. Denver produced large quantities of nickels in 1999 to meet everyday demand. The Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable alloy designed for heavy circulation. In circulated condition, the coin often shows a gray or slightly darkened tone, sometimes with natural toning from age and handling. Some circulated examples may also display minor dirt buildup, adding character and evidence of long-term use. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel is a common coin, struck in large numbers, making it easy to find in circulated condition. Although it is not rare, it plays an important role in date and mint mark collections of the Jefferson nickel series. Collectors often appreciate circulated coins for their authenticity, as they reflect real-world use rather than untouched perfection. Most circulated 1999 D nickels are worth face value, but their historical and educational value remains meaningful. Some collectors search this date for minor errors, such as die cracks or weak strikes, though major varieties are uncommon. Cleaning circulated nickels is generally discouraged, as cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector interest. The smooth edge of the nickel may show nicks or flattening from years of handling. Holding a 1999 nickel can bring back memories of the late 1990s, a time of early internet use, new technology, and cultural change. This coin would have been used for small purchases during an era when cash transactions were still very common. For beginners, a circulated Jefferson nickel is an excellent coin for learning grading basics and wear patterns. Comparing circulated examples to higher-grade coins helps illustrate how details fade over time. The Monticello reverse design would soon be replaced in the early 2000s by new commemorative designs, making coins like this part of the final years of a classic era. Because of this, the 1999 D nickel represents both continuity and transition in U.S. coinage history. Each circulated coin has passed through countless hands, quietly witnessing everyday life. Studying common coins helps build appreciation for design, history, and craftsmanship. Even ordinary pocket change can hold stories worth telling when viewed closely. Taking time to look at coins like this reminds us how money connects us to the past. Thank you for joining this detailed look at the 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel with D Mint mark in circulated condition. Keep exploring your change, because history is often hiding in plain sight.